Yo, what's up everybody, it's Channel Name back with another video. Did you know that Google can do much more than just help you find cat videos? Welcome to my channel, I'm Geek, and today we're diving into one of the most powerful search techniques out there, Google Dorking. Used by hackers, cybersecurity experts, and investigators, Google Dorking allows you to uncover hidden information on the web that most people never see. We're talking about accessing information that's not meant to be easily found, stuff that's often hidden in plain sight. But is it legal? How does it even work? And should you be worried about someone using it against you? Stick around to find out. We're gonna break down everything you need to know about Google Dorking, from the basics to some seriously powerful techniques. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. Alright, so let's break down this whole Google Dorking thing. Google Dorking, also called Google hacking, is the art of using advanced search operators to find specific information that isn't easily visible on the web. Think of it like using Google with a secret code language. Instead of just typing in general keywords, you're using specific commands to tell Google exactly what you're looking for, even if it's buried deep within a website's code. Hackers use Google Dorking all the time to try and find exposed databases, login pages, security vulnerabilities, basically anything they can exploit. But here's the thing, it's not just hackers who use Google Dorking. Ethical hackers, cybersecurity professionals, and even journalists use these same techniques for good. By understanding how these techniques work, security teams can actually stay one step ahead and patch up those vulnerabilities before any real damage is done. So, Google Dorking is like any powerful tool, it can be used for good or for bad. It's all about who's holding the keyboard. Don't worry, we'll get into some specific examples later on so you can see exactly how it's done. Okay, so we've talked about what Google Dorking is, but how does it actually work? What's happening behind the scenes? When you start using these secret search commands, well, it all comes down to Google's search operators. These are special commands that allow you to refine your search and tell Google exactly what you're looking for. Let's dive into some of the most powerful Google Dorking operators that you should know about. First up, we have Cite. This operator allows you to search within a specific website. So let's say you want to find all the PDF files on a government website. You would type in cite-.gov file type PDF and boom, Google will show you all the PDFs it can find on that website. Next, we have Entitle. This one searches for keywords specifically within the title of a web page. This can be super useful if you're looking for a specific type of document or page. For example, typing in Entitle index of might reveal open directories of files on a website, not something you'd normally stumble upon. Then there's File Type, which is pretty straightforward. It helps you find specific types of files like PDFs, docs, X's, you name it. And let's not forget InURL. This operator looks for keywords within a URL, which can be really helpful for finding specific pages, like login pages, for example. These are just a few examples, and there are many more Google Dorking operators out there that you can combine for even more specific searches. So, we've established that Google Dorking can be used for both good and bad. But who exactly are the people on both sides of this digital coin? Well, let's start with the not-so-good guys. First up, we have the hackers and cyber criminals. These are the folks who use Google Dorking to find vulnerabilities and exploit them for their own gain. They might be looking for exposed databases full of personal information, credit card numbers, or anything they can use to make a quick buck. Then there are the ethical hackers and penetration testers, or pen testers for short. These guys are like the cybersecurity version of the good guys in a heist movie. They use the same tools and techniques as the bad guys, but they do it with permission and with the goal of making systems more secure. They're hired by companies to find and fix vulnerabilities before the criminals can get to them. Law enforcement and investigators are also getting in on the action. They might use these techniques to track down criminals, gather evidence, or even find missing persons. And let's not forget about journalists and researchers. They might use Google Dorking to uncover hidden documents, find sources for their stories, or simply gather information that's not readily available to the public. So, as you can see, the world of Google Dorking is a diverse one. Now for the million-dollar question, is Google Dorking actually legal? The answer, like many things in the legal world, is a bit complicated. It's a yes and no situation. Using Google Dorking for ethical purposes, like improving cybersecurity, finding research documents, or analyzing publicly available data, is perfectly legal. In fact, it's actually encouraged in many cases. However, the line gets crossed when you start using Google Dorking to access private, confidential, or unauthorized data. That's when things can get legally murky, fast. Imagine using Google Dorking to break into someone's email account or steal sensitive financial information. That's a big no-no, and you could face serious legal consequences. Google is aware of the potential for abuse with Google Dorking, and they're constantly working to prevent it. They have systems in place to monitor suspicious search queries and block access to sensitive information. So, the bottom line is, if you're using Google Dorking for legitimate purposes, you're generally in the clear. But if you're using it to access information that you shouldn't be accessing, you're playing with fire. Now you might be thinking, okay, this Google Dorking stuff sounds pretty intense. How can I protect myself from someone using it against me? And that's a valid concern. The good news is, there are some simple but effective steps you can take to minimize your risk. First and foremost, be mindful of what you put online. Avoid storing sensitive information online unless absolutely necessary, and if you must store it online, make sure it's encrypted and protected with strong passwords. Use strong, unique passwords for each of your online accounts. Don't use the same password for multiple websites. This might seem like a hassle, but trust me, it's a small price to pay for peace of mind. And if you're having trouble keeping track of all your passwords, consider using a password manager. If you're a website owner or administrator, there are even more steps you can take to secure your site against Google Dorking attacks. One of the most important things you can do is to restrict public access to sensitive files and directories. Regularly scanning your website for vulnerabilities is another crucial step. And you know what? You can actually use Google Dorking for this. By dorking your own website, you can identify potential weaknesses and fix them before someone else finds them. And lastly, stay informed. The world of cybersecurity is constantly evolving, so it's important to stay up to date on the latest threats and vulnerabilities. Outro. So, that's a wrap on Google Dorking. Hopefully you found this video informative and maybe even a little bit eye-opening. We've covered a lot of ground, from the basics of Google Dorking to some of the more advanced techniques. Remember, Google Dorking is a powerful tool that can be used for both good and bad. It's up to each of us to use this knowledge responsibly and ethically. If you're interested in learning more about cybersecurity, ethical hacking, or just want to stay informed about the latest tech trends, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. And as always, thanks for watching.